we are in the thick of the big Indian wedding season. A total of 35 lakh weddings are scheduled in this season. We also had a delayed festival period this time around. So let's find out how demand for jewelry has been. Suvankar Sen, the Chief Executive Officer at Senco Gold and Diamonds, joins us now to talk more about that. Thanks a lot for joining in, Mr. Sen. You know, this is a season that has been the best so far that at least I have seen in the last maybe 5-6 years. But you tell me, how was Q3 in terms of volumes, same-store sales growth, prices? If you can give us both the absolute figures and compare it to the last wedding season.
So see Q3, if you look at the beginning of Q3 with the festive season and the weddings that are all lined up, we've seen a very handsome growth in the first half of Q3, which is October, November. What we have seen is that post mid-December, when we suddenly saw the gold prices moving up and the wedding season just taking a little bit of a break. Therefore, there we have seen consumers just coming to the stores, exploring, waiting to take a decision. But all in all, if we really look at it, we are looking at about, I have guided before as well that on a year-on-year basis, we've seen a 20 to 25% growth in terms of the overall sales figure. And we are optimistic that coming forward with the Q4 and the wedding season continuing to happen, we will continue to see a handsome growth. The only deterrent that is working in the mind of the consumer is that, yes, at one end, the increase in price of gold is kind of creating some kind of apprehension. But at the same time, people are feeling very elated and happy that the gold that they all possess, the value is going up, and indirectly the faith on the commodity as gold and diamonds is also on the rise. So this is the mixed reaction we are seeing at the consumer end, but we are looking at a 20-25% growth. And the best part is that which will indirectly help on the margins is the growth in diamond jewelry. With the gold price going up, 22 karat gold jewelry prices are on the upper side. So people are looking at 14 karat, 18 karat products, and therefore diamond jewelry for various special occasions, be it anniversaries or gifting, that has become a bigger kind of a demand, and we are looking at a higher growth in diamond jewelry segment, which will help consumers be happy as well as the the profit for the company to be on the better side.
Just one clarification, you said you have seen 20 to 25% growth in Q3 so far, right?
Yes.
Okay, but earlier for the full year, you had guided a growth of 18 to 20% for FY24. Would you hold on to that, or would you want to scale that up as well?
No, I would continue to say 18 to 20%. Q3 is usually a much better quarter. And we have seen that, in the first half of the year, things have been on the growth path. But with the gold price on the upward trend, I will continue to say 18 to 20%. But Q3 has been a good quarter in terms of 20 to 25% growth compared to last year.
All right. Okay, got it. Hi, Mr. Sen. Good morning. Nigel on this side. Well, a two-part question with regard to what you just mentioned itself. First, in terms of diamonds as a percentage of your mix, where do you see that number headed with the timeline? Point number one. Point number two is, as you said, gold prices have moved up. So what's your hedging strategy?
So, diamond as a share of the whole jewelry that we sell, it has grown from last year. Today, we are close to 12% as the share of the overall jewelry that we sell. And we are aiming to take it towards 15%. So that has been a thought process with which we have been working. And then our fellow players in the industry have achieved such numbers. So it is not an impossibility. So this is a good thing in the long run. And in terms of the hedging strategy, in spite of the gold prices on the upward trend, we have always been following where minimum 80% of our inventory stays hedged. So whatever we see the margins and the growth, we are getting the margins from the making charges and not really from the increase in gold prices. So we continue to remain minimum 80% hedged for all our inventory, even though the gold prices are on the upward trend.
Mr. Sen, since you're saying that your share of the studded mix will go up, can you give us some idea on how you see overall margins playing out? I'm not asking Q3 or Q4, but in general, if I look at the historic trend, you have been, in around 7.5%, 7.8%. So as a share of diamond jewelry goes up, and I don't know how you're looking at making charges. I'm not sure how competitive, your region is. But is there a way you could perhaps look at margins of 8%, 9%? What's the medium-term plan on margins?
See, I'll tell you what, a 7 to 8% margin, it is in that range that one continues to play. A 0.5% here and there is always a possibility because with the increase in diamond share, it only gives you that strength in the bottom line. But at the same time, because we are a growing company, one has to continue to remain competitive. With the increase in gold prices, you need to give offers and benefits to the consumers so that they keep getting attracted on buying the jewelry and buying in bulk. So it is a balance that you need to do between your margins and your growth. And that is where, while the possibility of increasing the margins by 0.5% is always there, but you again reinvest. There are new formats, the Everlight, which is the lightweight diamond jewelry and gold jewelry products and collections that we have. We wanted to create a smaller format store with that, invest in branding in various, mediums, digital medium, reaching out to customers. So it's a balance between growth and margin, but it surely will give you a strength in the bottom line.
Okay, and as you had guided earlier, I think margins in the second half will be better than the first half, right?
Yes, it is
Got it.
always like that. With the January, February, Valentine's Day, we call
Yeah.
it the love season, the anniversary. So it's all about love right now.
Anniversary, Valentine's Day, whoops, it's going to be quite...
Don't give us ideas.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a little bit difficult on the wallet, but I'll try to manage that. Let's get back to your numbers though, Mr. Sen. What about the store opening? Could you tell us how many have you opened, say in quarter 3, year to date? How many as well have you opened, and how many of them
Right.
are company owned, franchise owned? How do you see this number move up?
So we've crossed 150 stores. So as we speak, we are 153 stores right now. In quarter 3, we have opened around 4 to 5 stores in quarter 3, and in the coming quarter, we intend to open 3 stores more. So we have opened approximately 18 to 20 stores in this. We will be opening by the end of the year for the whole financial year, and that is what we've been planning. That on a sustainable basis, we should be able to open 15 to 20 stores year on year, year after year. So that is how we are, planning the whole game for the next 3 to 5 years.
It'll be company owned or franchise owned?
No, it's a mix of company owned and franchisee owned. So around 60 to 70% will be company owned, and 30 to 40% will be franchisee owned. So say, for example, 12 to 14 are company owned, company operated, and 6 to 8 will be franchisee.
Okay. I have a couple of quick questions. What's the market share currently that Senco Gold is enjoying?
Market share for our industry, if you look at it, it's like a 7 lakh crore size of the industry. And, last financial year, we did about 4,200 crore. And if you look at the various, players that are playing in the market, so in that sense, it will be in the national level around 1.5%. But then if you break it down to east and north, which share is which part of the country, and then you see that, okay, in Eastern India, maybe we are sharing a market share of 3 to 4. But this is all estimate because there is no, like a proper survey to say the market share for the trip.
Okay, got it. But at least helps us understand, right, how much of the market that you're enjoying, especially in parts like Eastern India, etc. Since you talked about buying gold, and someone like me who has been a consumer of gold, diamonds, etc. over the years, I find it very difficult to buy gold online. But I do understand that players like you are looking to sort of grow your online channel. It's currently about 4-5%, but you're targeting 30-35%. Do you think it's going to be a struggle to get there? I just wanted to understand what is the online strategy now for Senco.
No, so see, online, there are 2 parts to it. When you look at the lighter jewelry, which is, say, anything between 10,000 to 25,000-30,000, people are getting comfortable to buy online because the risks are lower and it's for gifting or for personal use. So when it comes to the lightweight jewelry, online sales are doing well. When it comes to a little bit of a heavier jewelry, then online becomes a direct-to-consumer platform in which the consumer is having to look at the various designs, look at the prices, compare, take a decision, and then contact these stores. And, it's as we call the digital-led business. And then they take a decision, go to the store and take it physically. So this is how online has to be used as a media to reach out to consumers. So for us, as you said, that it's around 3 to 4%, but 35% is not really a share of the overall sale that you see as online. Is going to take some time. It will remain because the growth will happen, but the digital-led sales is something that will keep growing. The lead generation will happen. People will ask for inquiries and then go to the store and close
Yeah.
the deal.
Okay, all right, Mr. Sen. Thanks so much for joining in. And as you gave us your growth outlook and you told us the big triggers, anniversaries and Valentine's Day, you put me in a difficult spot. But I'm lucky my wife is hearing this conversation. She said she doesn't want gold for this year. So for me, it's a story of next year at least. Thanks so much for joining and wishing you and your company all the best. Looking forward to chatting with you post your numbers.
Thanks.
Very expensive Valentine's Day for many people, right? It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm safe this year at least. 2024 is okay. Now I'm looking at 2025.